This is 7 of 9, part of a Federation research team assigned to the USS Callisto. My team and I were investigating this outpost when the defense systems activated and destroyed the ship. I am aware of your service record. Thank you for responding to our request for assistance. I was able to deactivate the outpost's defenses, but the system sent out an automated distress signal upon shutdown. It is logical to assume that someone will be arriving to investigate. Please transport my team and me to your ship. I will be of more assistance to you there. Long-range sensors are picking up inbound energy signatures. Voth ships. They must lay claim to this system.
Attention, trespassing endotherms. You are trespassing in Voth-aligned space. Surrender now, and we will allow you to live out the remainder of your lives on a prison world.
You have violated a Voth facility, and will be.
Where are they going? It's not like the Voth to leave a battle they would have clearly won.
internal distress signal for any ships in range. This is the Teray homeworld. We are under attack by an unknown force of immense power. We require immediate assistance.
The Teray are a spacefaring culture that Voyager encountered in 2376. They claim ownership over the underspace, which are corridors through subspace that significantly shorten travel times here in the Delta Quadrant. Command has been attempting to contact them, without success. Access to the underspace would be a distinct advantage for our fleets. That is one possibility. To my knowledge, the Voth and Teray are not enemies. However, there is still much we do not know about the Delta Quadrant. We have arrived in the Teray system. The Voth ships are in combat, but they are not engaging Teray vessels. Their opposition does not conform to any known ship in the database. The Voth and whomever they are fighting are speaking on an open channel. We can listen to their communications.
Your defense of the Teray thieves will be your undoing.
The Teray and Voth have a long-standing allegiance. The Teray's exothermic nature makes them superior to the other feeble races of the Quadrant.
Then you will be loyal to the death.
The surface of the Teray homeworld is being devastated by the debris from the Voth vessels. The Teray do have a defense network of satellites and shields that is capable of protecting them, but the control network is offline. This was intentional. Their attackers deliberately targeted the area during the initial assault. There is a secondary command center on the outskirts of one of their major settlements. If we transport directly there, we will be able to restore the control network. The invaders attacked this facility, but they did not do significant structural damage. We were, however, able to take down the control network controlling the orbital defense grid. That defense grid is the only thing capable of stopping all of the debris from the battle in orbit from raining down on the planet. Small pieces will burn up in the atmosphere, and your ship's weapons can deal with some others, but a significant percentage will get through. Until that grid is operational, there will be widespread devastation. There was a firefight here. One of the Teray is injured, but his condition is stable. He may be able to give us more information about the invaders.
Thank you. My name is Bellis. You're from Starfleet, right? The ships emerged from the underspace, and they were too close for our defense grid to stop the launch of drop pods. In minutes, they had knocked out the grid controls, and we were defenseless. We barely had time to transmit a distress signal. The attackers were Vaadwaur. Voyager did indeed interact with one of our corridors, but instead of deleting the info as we requested and going on their way, they revived our greatest enemy. All of this destruction, every death, it's all Voyager's fault.
Impossible. It cannot be the Vaadwaur. I would know. This is all my fault. When we first encountered the Vaadwaur, they were in cryostasis. I foolishly awoke their leader in a moment of curiosity. I didn't know their history. Conquerors, despots. The Vaadwaur used underspace to rule the Delta Quadrant for decades. It was only when the other races banded together that they were defeated. At the time we encountered them, when I awakened them, Captain Janeway said she probably would have done the same thing. But it wasn't her choice, it was mine. I am responsible. However, the Vaadwaur we encountered did not have a level of technology like what we face here. This is far beyond anything the Vaadwaur are capable of developing in such a short amount of time. My analysis remains unchanged. We need to restore functionality to the defense grid. There are 4 nodes located on the edge of this complex. We must restart these nodes and realign them to the central tower to re-establish the grid.
I'll go to the central tower and start the initialization sequence.
No blame myself for the Vaadwaur's return. It was a door best left unopened. No further hostile beams detected. Complete these steps in the correct order to initialize and align the node. First, you must launch the startup sequencers. Next, you must charge the capacitive relays. Finally, you must align the main relay. Uplink established.
Starfleet, I need assistance at the central tower.
When we first rescued the Vaadwaur, we thought we could be allies. No further hostile beams detected.
You're Your team did an excellent job getting the defense nodes back online and realigned to the central hub here. The restart process will take some time, but the defense grid will be active in about 2 minutes. We'd be in good shape if the Vaadwaur hadn't launched more assault pods. These are mobile transporter pads used to bring more troops to the surface rapidly. I assume they're coming to stop us from restoring the defense grid.
The Teray took control of underspace after the Vaadwaur were defeated. Clearly, the Vaadwaur object.
We can't keep this up forever!
What is that? No further master beams detected.
It is not odd. Voth reinforcements have entered orbit. These Vaadwaur do not want to do battle with an obviously superior force. While we did sustain great losses, we have made good on our agreement with the Teray. Bellas, we have restored your defense grid.
I'm not interested in petty squabbling about who did what. The grid is restored and we are safe. That's all that matters.
Seven of 9.
Admiral?
We detected the destruction of the Callisto. What?
It was your fault! Your ship invaded the Voth outpost! You woke the Vaadwaur!
Vaadwaur. Interesting. Starfleet intelligence did not consider them a threat. We believed their numbers were few and their technology outdated.
Then you were wrong! The Vaadwaur have returned, and no one is safe.
I see. 7. Voyager could use your expertise again. Will you return to the ship?
That would be acceptable.
Very well. We will take the other survivors from the Callisto as well. Thank you.
Voyager, 2 to beam up.
Thank you for assisting 7 and lending aid to the Teray. However, the discovery that our old foes, the Vaadwaur, have made such a leap in technology and are now threatening the entire Quadrant is troubling.
Thank you. Without your help, my team and I may have been killed by the Voth. Now, however, I must turn my attention to the Vaadwaur. I am responsible for their return. I must assist in their defeat.
This is my alarm. It seems unlikely that
Hostiles dropped out of warp and attacked without warning. Their ships were fast and powerful, far beyond our capabilities. They disabled us and left shortly thereafter. Curiously, one of them communicated to us. He said scavengers would come to pick apart our ships. As we are defenseless, that was an unsettling statement. Can you help us?
This is Cooperative Cube 1138. We are here to help.
Thank you for coming. Our situation is quite dire. Life support is failing ship-wide, and so is artificial gravity. We're unable to conduct repairs at this time. Can you provide assistance? Thank you. We'll make our way to a list.
friendly assistance. The Cooperative appreciates your efforts. We can take charge of those you have rescued and transport them to friendly territory. Tracking a large force incoming. Preparing defense station.
Have our thanks. Were it not for you and your crew, none of us would have survived.
Congratulations, Admiral.
I scanned your service record before your arrival. You've been in quite a few battles, haven't you? Ever stop to think about the strain you're putting on your medical crew before you charge into combat? Of course you don't. No captain ever does. We've been hailing this Ocampan freighter for some time, but we're not getting a response, and our sensors cannot penetrate their shields. Their initial distress signals indicated that they were suffering from Paranesti measles. I can treat it easily, if I can get onto the ship. Now that your ship is here, it should be trivial to board the vessel and assess the situation. Transport me aboard your vessel, and then my shuttle can return to Voyager. Excellent. Your ship has more powerful sensors than my shuttle.
hold your fire. I am Gaul, leader of the Vatwa. Greetings. I am Gaul, leader of the Vatwa Supremacy. I apologize for the overzealousness of my soldiers. This action was not authorized. I'm pleased to finally meet you. It appears your presence here in the Delta Quadrant has inadvertently caused some conflict between us. I would rather avoid any more unpleasantness. Would you be willing to meet with me face to face? That is understandable. Do you have a location in mind? There are not many areas of the Delta Quadrant where my people are not reviled.
Oh, what a wonderful surprise! Is there anything I can do for you? Diplomatic negotiations. I am Starfleet's ambassador to the Delta Quadrant. I would be more than happy to offer my services as mediator. As for the location, Dexa and most of our people are on New Talax now, but we still have the asteroid base in the Intaba system. It's mostly empty now, just a few cleanup crews, and the Kazon have been leaving it alone. It would be perfect.
Well, did you find a suitable location for our meeting? Talaxians. Are there still Talaxian communities? How odd. The site is agreeable. Send my ship the coordinates and I will meet you there.
I'm contacting the closest medical ship. They can investigate this further while we meet with Gaul. Imagine using a medical emergency as a trap. The Vatwa have no shame. I don't trust Gaul. He betrayed us on Vatwa Prime. He'll do it again.
It's good to see you again so soon. If I might make a suggestion, I would recommend only bringing 2 crew members with your away team. Gaul brought 4 aides. You'll have the doctor and myself, and bringing more of your crew down might look like you're trying to get an advantage on him. Gaul seems very touchy. Proper protocol will be important. Are you ready to beam down? It's so good to see... Doctor, it's been 30 years! You haven't aged a day!
Yes. It's good to see you too, Felix.
We have a bit of time before we'll begin. We're giving the Vatwa a fine Talaxian feast to help ease the tension. Doctor, you must tell me all you've been up to.
Oh, Neelix, I couldn't. Not with the Vatwa here. But I suppose it is important that you hear about my many achievements since our last meeting. And my brilliant research was able to prove conclusively. Thus, I began my grand adventure into the challenge of writing Klingon opera.
Brax and I agreed to never mention the incident again. Well, at least not to Dexa.
Neelix, the Vardwar have finished the appetizers and are waiting for you.
Oh, well, we had better get going. We can talk more later. Do you remember Chef Jolax from the last time you were here? He's the one that has been serving the Vatwa their fabulous appetizers. Full bellies make for good conversation, I always say. He told me that Gaul is a little grumpy, but I'm sure you can handle him. Gaul is in the command room now, waiting for us. Jolax should be back soon to take everyone's orders for the main course.
Ah, at last. I must say your Talaxian friends are quite hospitable. But down to business. Our meeting is long overdue. As do I. My people are damaged, in crisis. We are already at war with the Cabali, and with you, giving your alliances support for them. Do you know why we fight the Cabali? Their world was once a Vadwar colony, one of our largest. And there is still a large cache of stasis tubes on the planet. Those are my brothers and sisters being held hostage. The Cabali are stealing them, taking their very identities and transforming them. The Cabali would rather watch us die and use our corpses as fuel for their unnatural corruption. Is it wrong to fight against your own extinction? Don't we have a right to survive as well? There can be no peace, not after what they've done. Are you suggesting we are weak, that we should just lay down and die for them? No, we will not. Do not try to pacify me. We will have our retribution. You have my offer. Abandon your alliance with the Cabali and support us, and we will be your strongest ally in the Quadrant. Peace. You know nothing of what it means to be Vadwar. You need to understand. The Vadwar have endured too much to make peace. Do you expect us to forget the destruction of our cities? The massacres of our people?
The food's almost ready. What would you all like for your main course?
You need to understand even the smallest fraction of our anger.
He's dead. I'm sorry.
Does that make you angry, Talaxian?
No, it makes me sad. For Jolex. And for you.
Then we are not done.
Oh no.
Time only to save one group? I do not envy your choice. I would go with you, but I cannot leave Neelix alone. And time is of the essence. I'm afraid you'll have to go on without us.
No, I'm going. I can't sit by and let the Vadwar kill my friends. I won't be a burden. I promise. I have to do this.
How do we choose who to save? the hostages, but they may be safer here. What about the people in logistics?
Doctor, you have to save them. These are my friends.
They are beyond my help now, Neelix. I'm sorry.
Then we can still save the others. We have to get to the shuttle in the cargo bay.
I've sent a signal to the remaining Talaxians to join us here as soon as possible. More Vaadwaur on the way! Defend the shuttle! More on the way. If I weren't a hologram, I'd be worried. A large number of Vaadwaur are closing in. I'm afraid they may be too much for you to handle.
The Teray are here to assist. After this, our debt to you is repaid.
That's timely. Here come the Vaadwaur.
Vaadwaur have been repelled. I would have words with you before you continue. Our help does not mean we are now allies. We are repaying a debt. Our ships are currently engaging the Vaadwaur fleet. It is unsafe for this shuttle to launch until they are defeated. We will return to our ships. I suggest you do the same. We will provide cover for your ship so it may drop shields to transport you.
I knew this meeting was a farce. The word Vaadwaur means fool in ancient Talaxian. Did you know that? You thought me a fool who would swallow your insults without comment. A fool who would blunder into the trap you set with the Turay. I am not. This has destroyed any chance of an accord between us. How disappointing. I had thought you would be a valuable ally. Now you are just another victim.
allow the Vaadwaur to escape.
You came to our aid when the Vaadwaur attacked our homeworld. Now we have come to assist you. This discharges our obligation.
How could they do something so horrible? We're no threat to them. We've done nothing but welcome them. And he killed my friends just to make a statement. I don't understand how anyone would be so callous. I don't blame you. I agreed to let the Vaadwaur come here. I put my people in danger. This is my responsibility. I just never conceived that even the Vaadwaur could be so treacherous. They double-crossed us on Voyager and tried to take the ship, but slaughtering innocent people. My time on Voyager changed me. I saw the best that people could be. I forgot, or wanted to forget, how evil they could be. With your permission, I'll lead the survivors back to New Talax. Then we can return with a security force to collect the dead.
I've been in contact with the USS Blackwell. They boarded the freighter in the Shenda system, but it was empty. It was all a ruse by the Vaadwaur to lure us into that system. Everything was part of this play Gall wanted to perform, from the initial distress call to his intervention and offer to negotiate. And then he used a massacre to set his stage. That's the kind of man he is, and unless he's stopped, the entire Quadrant may fall.
Gall has shown his true nature. I expected he was not dealing in good faith. But nevertheless, we had to make an attempt to find a peaceful solution to our problems with the Vaadwaur. Now the war will continue. I grieve for all who have been lost, and for those who will fall before this conflict ends.
Senseless, meaningless death. I'll never understand. I hope Neelix and his people will be able to find some peace, and that Gall will answer for his crimes. And I hope our paths cross again, perhaps under better circumstances next time. With your permission, I'll return to Voyager.